I try to make these videos to be a reflection of my journey. Just moves just a little bit. Got it. That one clicked too.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. I got it on the first try. Let's see if she moves a little bit. So we have Izzy here today. We're really lucky to have Izzy, and you're gonna love Izzy because she's got years of service. We're gonna hear about that. And Ashley is the owner mother, and Izzy is the child. Look, and she smiled when I said that. And she's 14, right?
Yes, 14 years
14
old.
years old. And I know everybody likes to do the math, and I love seeing it. So do the dog year math for me and leave it in the comments. There's different formulas. Some people do the straight 7 years. Some people have more complicated method. When we had the 17-year-old dog recently, someone was comparing it to 143 years. But my question on that formula is, how many 143-year-old people do you know? Once in a while we hear someone lived to 105 or 108, but I still haven't met a 143-year-old. So do your math, put it in the comments. I'd love to see it. But meanwhile, Izzy is 14 years old.
Yes.
And she has a really cool background. Tell us a little bit.
Yes. So Izzy was a guide dog for the Seeing Eye. She was bred and raised by the Seeing Eye and their volunteer puppy raisers. At a 1.5 years old, she began serving as a guide dog.
For a blind person, if you don't know.
For a blind person,
Yeah,
yes.
if you don't know, to narrow that down.
And so starting from a 1.5 years old until the time she was 11 years old, she was a working guide. And when she retired at 11, she came back to the Seeing Eye, where I worked at the time. I fell in love with her, my family fell in love with her, and we adopted her.
So you adopted her when she retired at 11.
Yes.
And giving her another great chapter of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Now you worked there at the guide scene.
Yes.
At the Guide Dog. Do you call it Guide Dog Institute or
No,
what's the full name?
It's called the Seeing Eye.
Yeah.
It's the oldest guide dog school in America,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been its name. And so anything called a Seeing Eye dog has to be one of ours. Anything not from our institution is called a guide dog or different servicing.
And what did you do there? What was your job?
For
And it
2 years,
changed over
it
time,
did,
right?
Yeah.
So tell us how it started and then where it went to.
For 5 years, I worked at the Seeing Eye. 2 of those years, I worked in the kennels, which is once the dogs come back after a 1.5 years of being raised with amazing puppy raisers, they spend about 4 months in the kennels where they are being trained with their instructors. I was a kennel assistant. I got to let them out, got to let them play and enjoy their time while they waited for their trainers to come back. And then the last 3 years that I was at the Seeing Eye, I was an instructor, and I was able to take the dogs out for their training, train them for those 4 months. And then on the 5th month is when we have our blind applicants who come in to be students at the Seeing Eye and receive a dog. And so I was able to teach class.
Okay, good. Thanks, baby. And now what do you do now?
Yes. And so now that I've left the Seeing Eye with some plans to travel, I work for a tech company called IRA. And IRA is an app that a blind person or low vision person can download on their phone, and it allows them access to an agent, which would be myself and others who have this same position. They can call in, it activates the camera on the back of their phone. So say if somebody had put down an ingredient that they were using while they were cooking, they can just take the phone, call in on IRA, scan the room, ask me or whoever else has answered the call, hey, where did I put this item? And we're able to just find it. And it just makes things, visual information that the sighted people have immediate access to. Mm-hmm. It just gives that immediate access to somebody who's blind or low vision.
Very cool. And if you've watched any, especially my video on my other channel called House of CHIRO, I don't really usually get too much into people's occupations, but in this case I really feel like it's appropriate because she's in the business, you know, and she's you know, also been of service. So we have a service dog and a service person, and it's really nice. And so I just wanted to ask you, can I work on you today? What do you think about that? So Izzy, remember her name is Izzy. Move in really close so you can see Izzy's face. Okay, look right at the camera. Okay. You smell good.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know why I always smell. All right, can I work on you a little bit? Can I give you a very light, gentle, thoughtful, respectful adjustment? All right. What do you think? We're going to try, okay? My hands have been up at the atlas. Is that okay to get going?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and you said a couple of things you've noticed. What have you noticed? Does she move slow?
Yes, I would say over the years that I've had her, she's started with these jerking movements, which we spent a lot of time looking into. It's just nerve things going on, neurological. But I started noticing that she used to really enjoy a good chin scratch, and now when I go in to touch her, especially around this cheek, that would be on her, on her right side?
Yeah.
She does this jerk.
So we should look at the TMJ. Does she have any dental issues that are...
Yeah, she's been in twice for dental procedures.
Yeah, so dental can cause that too. But let me start with the atlas because that's where I was. And the atlas, she actually has good spacing. Does she able to, when she eats, does she lay down when she eats, or does she hold a standing position?
She holds a standing position. Her back drops a bit.
Yeah, so sometimes if older dog has to lay down to eat, it could be rear end, but could also be neck. And so I'm going to gently see if I can bring the neck up. Doesn't love going up. Do you see her jerk away a little bit? And trying to bring it down. So she doesn't really have good or comfortable flexion or extension. And I think that could just be age-related, like arthritic. You know, we get a little calcified in there as we get older. But I feel that the spacing at the wings of the atlas between the wings or the side pieces of the atlas or the top bone and where it fits up against the skull, there's equal spacing. So I like that. Here, you can put your fingers in here so you can get, that's the space between the atlas and the edge of the skull. And on this side, it's pretty much the same. It's nice space. But I think she's got a little bit in the motion going up and down. So I'm going to actually do a little bit of an adjustment, almost like on a horse, a pole adjustment. And I'm going to see if I can get that, if she just gives it to me. It's very tender here. Got it. So let her move around. That was a big stuff. It looked gentle to you guys, but I was right on a very significant spot. She's like licking and chewing like a horse because I gave you a horse adjustment. So I call it a horse adjustment because the top part where the atlas and the skull meet on a horse, we call it a pole. Now, humans have that same spot, we just don't call it a pole, and there's the shake. So that's what I was kind of looking for. So I really actually got her a really good adjustment. She's processing now. She's coughing, but like, look, now her breathing changed. She just relaxed, her mouth opened, and she just had a good shake. And the shake is a good integration of the nervous system, of the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. You're going to come over to us again? Okay, how did you do? What do you think of that one? Do you like that one? Okay. Her breathing relaxed a little bit. It was almost like she was holding her breath before. She was like holding it, bearing down a little bit, pressed lips. Now she's going more of a nice let go. Now look at her back legs. Her back legs are a little spread. She's a little unstable in the base and the rear end, so I do want to see what's going on there. And that's normal when your back end feels weak. Now she's very narrow in the hips. She's got weak glutes. So I'm looking through here and the glutes are weak, no offense. The hamstrings are weak. So she's got a lot of weakness in the low end. Sorry, I'm not making fun of you. And the tail is a little sad, tucked under. The feet here, I'll try to demonstrate it. But the feet, instead of being squared up, can you see my butt? It's out like this, and then kind of back a little bit, because she's trying to stabilize. There you go. I just put my butt in everybody's face that's watching this. So hopefully you can leave a comment on that too. No disrespect. I was trying to teach. So let's bring Izzy back over. Izzy, come on over, babe. So I did, believe it or not, even if I stopped there, I did something for Izzy already because that atlas was really jammed. Let me get back on it. And let's see. Come on up, baby. And the head comes up now. Do you see the difference? It's not smooth because there's probably arthritis in there. Ooh. She almost sneezed.
Yeah, she sneezed.
It was like a sneeze. I got scared because I thought she was going to bite me. But that was like a sneeze.
Yeah.
So you could see how neurologically intense it is up there. What are you doing over there? She's studying my wall. So come on back over here, Izzy. Now the legs narrowed a little bit, so they were much wider in the base. When you work on the atlas, you're really affecting the entire spine. She's still not, it's the opposite on a horse when we say a horse is camped under. A horse camped under would be that the feet are under her. She's the opposite. She's got her legs out, not under. And again, they do that, they pick these postures, a quadruped, they're working against gravity, they're working against muscle weakness imbalances, and they pick the posture that's most stable for them. Unfortunately, when you're weak in a certain area of your body, it's not really a great posture, but it's the one that they pick. And it's appropriate because it's the only one they can do right now. All right, so I'm done with your neck. I'm pretty happy. I got your neck to I got your cervicals to come up a little bit where they were stuck. And then I'm also coming down seemed like a lot, but I'm gonna leave it right there, okay? I'm telling her because it's her body. All right, come back over here. Come. You ready? We're gonna do a little more. We're gonna come down your back now. I'm gonna check the other part of your body. I wanna go, your cervicals look okay at this point. I'm gonna go into your thoracics, and then I'm really curious about your thoracolumbar junction, which is where the thoracics meets the lumbars. You have 7 cervicals, 13 thoracic, and 6 lumbars, okay? But I need to get between T13 and L1 specifically because I can even see it right here, it's rounded. And that's where I want to go next.
Would you like me to get?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to move along. Your fans are waiting for you, Izzy. And I guarantee you have fans. People are gonna love you. You have to read the comments, Izzy, because people will love you. There's something amazing about you. And guess what? Izzy worked her whole life to help somebody else. That is very emotional for me, you know? That's the pedal. It's okay. I do. I just get so touched by, your career. What a career you had. I'm so proud of you. So inspired. So now I'm coming down. Is this okay that I'm working a little bit? And this feels pretty decent. So I'm up in it's the upper thoracics is not your problem. Okay. And I know she might grimace again, but it's better to get this. So here's one here. I might have you hold the head because I'm going to put one arm under the belly for stabilization. And now I'm at the 13th thoracic. So that's just the foot pedal that raises and lowers the table. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to take it while I have it. And I lift up. Got it. There's a few. Okay, and you can see that one too, can't you? Ooh, you heard that one click? That one made a big click. You heard it, right? But look, that was that one. It was sticking right out. Let's see if the one above it needs it too. Ooh, that one clicked too. Wow. They're all making audibles, little pops. Let me lift again. That's working. That's fine. I'm on the sacrum now, sacral base, posterior. Oh, and that one's tender. Sorry, baby. I'm going to just finish that one, okay? That might make her wince, but it's worth getting because it's pinched. Got it. Whew. Don't touch her. Give her a second to integrate. Let's just follow her. She's moving pretty good though, right? Hopping around. See, she sniffs. Let her keep going. She's feeling it. Resist petting her so she can keep integrating. She's looking in the mirror. She's like, who is that beautiful young thing? That's what I'm seeing. Do you see her top line of her back smoother?
Yeah.
So her top line of her back already leveled out quite a bit. It was really humped right here.
Yeah. I can see her taking, like,
Keep going.
her hips are moving instead of just dragging.
She's looking in the mirror. She's just wondering, who is that young, gorgeous black lab,
Yes,
right?
that little powerhouse in the mirror.
And then she realizes, oh my God, that's me. You are beautiful. All right. This is kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
She's in the mirror. Can you move it closer so you can see her in the mirror looking at herself? She's like, who is that beautiful, beautiful dog? What a coat. Great posture. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. We might be done. I mean, you got to know when you're done. And she's moving well. Her top line flattened out a little bit. She's not as, look at her back legs. So here, pass the camera to me. And we're looking at that too. So she's not as splayed. And from the profile, we can get her in profile. Yep. She's kind of squared up, or much more than she was. There you go. I like that. I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? And you'll see when you look back at this, Ashley, she's much more square now.
I've heard it.
So I just accidentally turned off the camera. My bad. So hopefully this picks right back up again. We, I think, are finished. I want to leave it there. I think Izzy did well. Let's turn her around one more time so she could say goodbye to so she can say goodbye to everybody.
There you go.
Come back to mommy.
Okay,
And I'll let you turn her around for us to get just a little goodbye. So everybody can see your face one more time. Okay. So you're moving close enough. And just say goodbye to everybody. Okay, we're gonna all say goodbye. Here, put your face in here too. Okay, bye everybody. Thanks for watching. Here, why don't you tell them something? Watch Animal Cracker. It's my favorite show. I love Animal Cracker. Dr. Doug is my favorite chiropractor. Wow, thanks for the testimonial.
Yes.
You know, here's a funny thing. We were just done filming, and I was talking to Ashley that I try to make these videos to be a reflection of my journey. And I forget things, I make mistakes. And if you watch enough of the videos on this Animal Cracker channel, you'll see sometimes the horse doesn't follow what I want it to do. You know, I bumble and stumble. And so in this case, I did it again. I forgot to check Izzy's TMJ. We talked about it in the beginning. I did work on the neck, but not the TMJ, because she has a sensitivity in her right jaw. And that, of course, can come from dental issues, but it can also come from jaw. So I want to check that. So maybe, well, I don't mind if she stands, but I'm just going to come in, and you might want to touch her too because she's used to your touch. May I look at your TMJ? May I please just check your jaw? All right, let's look. So the TMJ is up higher than people think on a dog or a horse. It's all the way up here, but this is the dog's TMJ, temporal mandibular joint. And I'm just going to palpate really lightly to see if there's inflammation. And let's see what the jaw does when I move it around a little bit. And there's some sensitivity here. So I'm going to adjust it. I see it's lateral to the right. And this might make her jump a little bit. Stabilize on the opposite side. I'm going to wait till that lip just moves just a little bit. Got it. That one clicked too.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. I got it on the first try. Let's see if she moves a little bit. Again, don't touch her just for a second. She went into a breathing thing. What you couldn't see, she went. All right, that's it.
Awesome.
So I got the TMJ. We'll see how that does. You'll let me know.
Definitely.
And bye everyone. Thanks for letting me fix a brain lapse. I had a brain lapse there. You could figure out how old I am in dog years. That would be sad. All right, thanks everyone. I try to make these videos to be a reflection of my journey. Just moves just a little bit. Got it. That one clicked too.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.